Hare Krishna. Echo. So just, first of all, I'd like to welcome you all very much. Just wait until it gets a little less. After a long time, we have assembled here. I've come here before, and in the past we had larger gatherings, but those were different days. And, the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is in itself is the most important aspect of the evening. Yes, there may be some nice melodies, some good rhythms, some dancing, some feasting. But, okay.
Good.
I don't know.
Yes, better. This much better.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're a technician. Anyway, so that's there, you know. But really, besides the experience of the musical experience, the fun experience, besides all that, the holy name is Krishna himself. And when we chant that holy name, in the Adi Purana, it says that Krishna is manifest. Now, when Krishna is manifest, then everything becomes auspicious. Krishna's presence can turn the whole universe into, and change everything into being auspicious. So, the holy name then will bring us unlimited blessings. Not only that, but what are blessings? One can say like, well, blessings means that everything is going well. But what does it mean that everything is going well? That there's profit, that there is health, that there is beauty. What to do? You know, not all of us are lucky, you know. That all the material things, blessings, yes, we can ask for blessings for material things, but such blessings are temporary. Yeah. So, how long? You know, it's like, I remember being in school as a boy and you're looking at girls and which ones are beautiful. But then time goes by and then, you know, 10 years later, there are less beautiful ones. Another 10 years and still less beautiful ones. And you know, how many beautiful 80-year-olds are there? I mean, at one point, everybody loses it. And what to do? You know, beauty disappears over time. So, not that I'm critical, I'm just really noticing it, you know, like how it is in this world. So, wealth also, you know, if all the money that went through my hands would be in a bank account, gosh, I would be rich. But it all disappeared. I don't know where it went. Some things I still remember, but a lot of money just evaporated. Just God knows where it went. And imagine all of that would now be in a bank account somewhere. What would I get? And then what? Anyway, material things are temporary, and that's the real consideration. So, if we look for blessings that give us temporary gain, what kind of blessings are they? Real blessings then are bringing us something eternal, and that is the theme of the evening. The name, the mantra, because the mantra is eternal. The mantra is the name of Krishna. The name of Krishna is eternal. It brings eternal benefit. That is really the essence. For the rest, well, the temporary, yeah. Some days I sing better than other days. Some mornings I wake up and it is as if a frog jumped in my throat overnight. And I don't know how it happens, but other days, I open my mouth and everything sounds better. So that is, what shall we say, that's temporary. So, this month is a special month. It is the month of Kartik. It is a month which is about binding Krishna. Right? Mother Yasoda bound her son Krishna because we all know he is a chore. And that's a problem. Right? I don't know if you have any chores at home, any thieves at home, but once I was in a hospital, and in the bed next to mine, it turned out that there was a kleptomaniac. Now, initially, I didn't suspect it. He was a respectable, middle-aged man with a mustache, I remember, and glasses. He had a big, brushy mustache. Not the kind of type that I would have ever imagined to be a kleptomaniac, but he was. And what did he do? As soon as you were asleep, he would steal something. He had to steal something. And then, whatever he stole, he put it in the toilet. In the toilet, right? My shoes. In the pot. Okay. Anyway, once I found out, I of course, tried to make sure that everything was out of his reach. But that also didn't work well. You had to give him something to steal. Otherwise, that was something had to give. Yeah, so what can we say? Krishna is a thief. It is a problem. So Mother Yasoda tried everything. So at one point, she bound him up. That wasn't so easy. Krishna cannot be bound by rope. Krishna can only be bound by love. When she was trying so much, all right, then he let himself be bound. Otherwise, there's no way. So in this way, Krishna cannot be overpowered like that. He was bound by love. And this is the theme of the months. This is a spiritual month, the months of Kartik. In all of India, the month of Kartik is celebrated. In Vrindavan, especially this month, the place of Krishna, this month is celebrated. And at that time, we are trying to bind Krishna and capture him and bring Krishna under our control. Oh yes. Those who have some knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, they may know the verse Maya Jakshena Prakriti Suyati Sachara Charam Hetu Nanina Kunteya Jikat Viparivartate, which describes that there is an adjunct in the universe, a controller. And everything is under the control of the Supreme Lord. But that is still only external. Because the Supreme Lord is more than the controller. He's more than very powerful. The most interesting part about the Supreme Lord is that he also has a heart. Right? Srila Prabhupada stated that. Right? Srila Prabhupada said, in personal calamity, thou hast moved. Absolute is sentient. Thou hast proved. Absolute is sentient means the absolute supreme has emotions, has feelings. That means he has a heart. So here we're speaking about the Supreme Lord has a heart. That is a whole different thing, because hearts can be conquered. You see, we know in this world. Yes, some men are making it their business, conquering hearts, but that's not real. Children conquer hearts, right? So anyway, the essence is to conquer Krishna, to capture him. Yeah, Krishna is God, it's like, so they offer him anything and everything. So you say, here, Krishna, some gold. And Krishna goes, oh, yeah, gold. Boring. Yeah, gold. Diamonds. Krishna goes, okay, diamonds again. Yes, thank you very much. Blessing. Krishna, some flowers. Thank you, flowers. Krishna. But then, Krishna, I have a garland for you. And this garland, it has been made from the best flowers I could find. And then I spent a lot of time making this garland extra nice. I did my best. It's not perfect. It has some faults, and you know everything. He said, but please accept it. Then Krishna looks, oh, that is nice. You took so much trouble. You took so much trouble to make something extraordinary. Oh, thank you so much. I'd rather have a garland of these flowers that you've picked than a garland of diamonds. Sometimes in India they give the guru a garland with rupees. Everywhere. It's a flower and then some rupees, and then another flower and more rupees. Right? Rupee garland. Yes. But Krishna is known as the one who has a garland made of lotus flowers. The best of flowers. So that is Krishna. Krishna is when we try to offer him the best. And not for ourselves, see? So the best I keep for myself, Krishna, and I give you also something. The best is for me, and then I give you something. And Krishna goes, okay, yeah, thank you for your offering, but what about all that? Wouldn't you be the same? I said, I'll give you some of this ice cream. Yes, you take, but the rest is hidden, I've hidden the big stash. You go like, what about that ice cream that you have hidden? What about that? Naturally, we would also ask. So Krishna also, he has a heart. He knows what we are hiding. Therefore Krishna doesn't just look what we offer, he also looks at what we're holding back. If we want to bind Krishna, then we can't hold back. That's what it is. So Krishna consciousness is, if we want to really purchase Krishna, then we have to give it everything. This is the secret of Vrindavan. What is this Vrindavan? Oh yes, you go to India and you go and you drive on the road behind trucks and where it says awaj karo, and they make a lot of awaj. And anyway, that means make noise. Yes, and they do. And so, and eventually we come to Vrindavan, a very busy place, very busy. But yet, there's this whole area of Vrindavan where Krishna, 5,000 years ago, performed his pastimes. And actually, for those who know, Krishna has never left. He's still there. He's still there. And, sometimes you think you almost bumped into him. You come to some place and you think Krishna might have been just there 5 minutes ago. Where did he go? maybe around the corner. Vrindavan is like that. The presence of Krishna is very strong. You can feel, you can sense it. There are beautiful villages and where Krishna's pastimes are remembered. Sometimes a temple, some pujaris who are just worshipping there. The place where Krishna climbed in a Kadamba tree every evening and where he was chanting on his japa beads. Japa beads, yes, where are mine? Somewhere here. Yes. Japa beads, I happen to have also. So I have 108 japa beads. And these 108 japa beads, right, I use for counting, welcome, welcome. I use these japa beads in my meditation. So I have my meditation beads and I'm chanting on them and softly reciting the name of Krishna and meditating. Then the next beat again, name of Krishna, and in this way meditating. Krishna also has japa beads. They're made of jewels. But he's not chanting his own names. No, Krishna is chanting the names of his cows. He is Govinda. He's the Lord of the cows. He's Gopal. He is the lover of the cows. So Krishna is very eager to protect his cows. And so Krishna has a japamala for his meditation on his cows. He climbs in a Kadamba tree, starts chanting on his jewel beads, and with each bead he calls the name of one of the leaders of a herd of cows. And so he's got 108 herds. So then all the herds are coming back. And in this way Krishna assembles his cows by chanting the names of the cows. That happens in a place called Kadamba. So this place, Kadamba, is a very nice place. There, green parrots are dancing in the sky. A very nice place. There is a small temple. There is also a pond with some cool water. It is a place where it is very natural to remember Krishna. So Vrindavan is still filled with places where one very naturally remembers Krishna. Scripture explains to us that Vrindavan is a spiritual place. It is said that there's an eternal place where Krishna resides eternally, known as Golok, Vrindavan. So the planet of the cows, that's where Krishna lives forever. These cows make oceans of milk, not oceans of water, but of milk. And it's shaking, so it's like milkshake. Oceans, they move. Yes. So oceans of milk is very nice. And it says that that same spiritual world manifests here in this world, in that place in North India where we can go. Then there is a third Vrindavan, and that third Vrindavan is within. That is a state of consciousness. So one can also internally realize that consciousness of Vrindavan. Now this may sound very, to some this may be heard with some skepticism, but for one who really dedicates his life in service to Krishna, and in this way tries to attract Krishna and capture Krishna, for such a person, that internal Vrindavan becomes awakened, and so one begins to actually perceive within a transcendental dimension. So yeah, all this, we bring it all back to the chanting, and then think about that. So we can chant and just hear the mantra and see what effect it has. Or one can chant after fully dedicated himself in service to Krishna. One can chant in a mood of trying to capture Krishna. And one can even appreciate that Krishna can manifest within. So there are many ways to chant. I will also, so there may be more to it than we might think at first sight. Now I'll chant a little much more. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna But it's not art, you know. So I think I get away with it. It's about chanting simply the mantra. In Vrindavan, nowadays, the influence of Delhi has entered into Vrindavan, and so many people. When our Nrsinga Rao, now we're going back in time in India, when Nrsinga Rao opened up India for Maruti and Fruti and all those things, right, that came with it, at that time, India changed. Everyone got a car, right? And suddenly, it just became super congested. Before, it was never like that, never. Before, Delhi used to be dangerous because of scooters and motorcycles, but not because of cars, actually. But at that time, everyone got a car, and it just, roads became heavily congested. And all those, on the weekend, all those people from Delhi, they go to Vrindavan, right? And suddenly Vrindavan is packed and packed and packed and packed. So Delhi is kind of covering Vrindavan. So many. The Parikram marg, which was once made of beautiful soft sand, which was so pleasant to walk on, now has been turned into a road, and now it's dangerous. There are there are vehicles driving at neck-breaking speed, and they break necks also. So it's just one of those things. Progress. So in this way, Vrindavan became hidden. Once along the main road in Vrindavan, when I first lived there from late 70s, 1978, I started to live in Vrindavan. At that time, there were 3 cars a day. 3 cars a day. Old ambassadors, you know. But at 50 kilometers, they were steering like this. And sometimes some screws would fall out, but anyway, the car kept on driving. Sometimes the window wipers were missing. I remember this one ambassador, there were no window wipers, And the people, one boy, there was a boy, he was hanging out of the window and with a cloth the whole way, he was cleaning the window, right? And we were driving like that. Another time, someone threw a brick through the window and the driver just drove on 5 kilometers, pulled the glass out and just kept on driving. We had no window. So, like this, things were going on. But Vrindavan would have 3 cars a day. That was it. There were tongas. A tonga was some sort of horse cart with wobbly wheels, right? The wheels would go like this. Yes, the tonga was driving. And the wheels would move like that. And that was it. Horse carts, so many. Little horses, very small actually. Sometimes you've seen pictures of the horse in the air and the tonga on the ground. Too many people in the tonga. little horse trying to pull that tonga. Yes, it was like this. But in those days, in every house, at night, in every house there was kirtan. Every house. There was no television, no computer, nothing, no phone. Didn't exist. We had one phone in Vrindavan, in our ashram, landline, and you could have a conversation, yes. No dialing, no dialing. Pressing the button at the top. Operator. And ask the operator, local call. Okay, local call. Number. And the operator would connect, right? Sometimes you want to call Delhi, you go operator, urgent call. That never worked. The only thing that would work was lightning call. Operator, lightning call. 3 minutes you get to Delhi and you pay through the nose. But then maybe some. Anyway, most of the time, if that phone would ring, all we would pick it up and on a distance in the back you would hear, hello, hello, hello. Hello! And we would also go, hello, hello! That was it. That was a phone conversation. So, there was no telecommunication. Can you imagine that nowadays? Now we're living in this world, like just like while driving, you check your mail, just like, you send messages. I know people that can type blind. They're driving and they're typing a whole story blind, while they're driving. It's like, okay, we'll be home in 15 minutes, make sure everything is hot and tasty and so on, whatever. Start making the puris, whatever it is. But just the communication age, right? It's become like so normal, we don't think about it. But there was no communication. And what happened was, people would just come at home and they would chant at night. They would just have kirtan. Simply. Sham ko to kirtan. कोई दूसरी चीज नहीं. क्योंकि कोई टेलीविजन नहीं था, कोई फोन नहीं था, कुछ नहीं था. इसलिए लोग वृंदावन में तो सिर्फ कीर्तन करते थे शाम को. रोज. जी. Every day, they would do kirtan. So this is the spirit. If we want Vrindavan to descend in our consciousness, this kirtan will do it, actually. It's very simple. The problem is, we are too complicated for it nowadays. We go, is this what we're going to do every night? Kirtan? Oh, I mean, like, come on, give me a break. Really, every night, kirtan, that's it. It's nice, once a week, but every night. And some Katha, some Ramayana, some Mahabharata, some Bhagavad Gita, something, kuch. Yes, this is the spirit. This is actually the way to penetrate into Vrindavan. You cannot go to Vrindavan by car from Delhi. You will just bring Delhi with you in the car. And you'll still be in Delhi. then you can go to Bangi Bihari, and just around the corner you can buy some bang also if you want. Yes, and then on Holi, you can play Holi, drink the bang, and then go for it. But I don't know if you've been to Vrindavan, if you've done that. Because to really go to Vrindavan, you cannot go by train, you cannot go by car, not even by Tonga, with the wobbly wheels. No, you can only go by devotional service, especially by this chanting of the holy name. So it is magic. It opens up dimensions within us and around us. Not instant. We want everything instant nowadays. Instant coffee, instant everything. Instant pain relief. It has to be instant. That is modern culture. Ayurvedic medicine, it takes a long time, isn't it? I mean, I actually, because I lived in India, took a lot of Ayurvedic medicine. And I took this goli and that goli, and then, this churna and that churna, and I paid good money, and no result, actually. I tried it. I think Ayurveda is good medicine when you're not really sick, When you're really sick, then you go to a doctor. Then you go to some doctor. Just say, please give me something horrible. But Ayurveda, if you sometimes feel results, it comes gradually. It comes gradually. You've been taking, say, well, maybe it works actually. Well, maybe it does do something actually. I've been taking it for 6 months now, and maybe it does something. And actually, then after, you actually feel, no, it has an effect actually. Yeah, it grows on you, subtle, like over time. It is the same with the chanting. If we think, I did it. I chanted this mantra, I felt nothing. I did it. Well, I did it for years, And then one day, I just said, look, I felt nothing. Yeah. What is years? What is years when we have spent so much time playing with the material energy? Everything you do enters into the consciousness. Look at this. Say you have $1,000. Now, maybe best to lock it up, or put it in the bank. Whatever you do. So generally you don't carry it in your pocket for too long. You put it away. You lock it away. Let's say you lock it away. Locked up. So, but we have not only locked up the money, we have locked up part of our mind also. A piece of our mind is with the money. So it's there. I know, I have this $1,000 locked up. It's like, it means that part of my mind I've locked up. Part of my mind is money, this $1,000. It's here, little corner here, $1,000. Then I have a car parked somewhere. The car is not only parked in the street, the car is also parked in my head. It's right there. It's in my head also. So many things I have everywhere in the head. Yes. And then how much is left for Krishna? All our energy goes into so many things. So for a long time, when you're old, right? Some of us are getting a little older. Some of us are still a little young. As we're getting older, it's hard to change. It's hard to change. I've done this for so long. How can I change now? No, I cannot change. I've done it for so long. I'm too old to change. Can you relate to that? I mean, I would say it. I'm too old to change. No. But what does it mean? It just means that for too long we've done the same thing and we've become conditioned by it. That's it. Yes. I once had an Italian secretary, and he became ill. Then he read a book, and in this book it said there is one magic cure for all diseases. Olive oil. Olive oil. See, it's a magic cure for all diseases. I said to him, what kind of book was this? An Italian book? He said, yes, of course. Yes, for Italians, olive oil is the cure for everything. When you're Italian, but when you're Indian, it's different. You need some puchkas or something different to kind of, keep the health going. Because we are accustomed. It's like in my country, there are many cows, and there's a lot of milk, so much milk. So I grew up with liters and liters of milk, always milk, right? It's like people say, well, you had actually a pretty healthy body. Why? Milk. Every day, liters of milk, right? 3-4 liters of milk a day. As a kid, I was a member of the milk club. I had a jack on my jacket, I had an M from the milk club. I had a milk passport even. Yes, I had a milk passport, and for that I could go to the zoo for free. But I had to drink milk for that, so I drank it. I wanted to go to the zoo for free. Milk, yes. So, we all are accustomed to what we grew up with. Yeah. That is conditioning. So it takes some time to rise above the conditioning. Therefore, it takes some time before the chanting really unlocks that other dimension. But that doesn't mean it doesn't work. It does work. We just have to get into it, then it goes faster. If we sort of do some half-baked chanting, that's like a half-baked potato. Have you ever had a half-baked potato? It's a half-baked potato is something what could have been, but it is not quite what it should have been, unfortunately. A half-baked potato is a promise of something that unfortunately never happened. Yes. So we can chant in the half-baked potato mood, or we can chant just really appreciating what's behind the holy name. Okay, let me do one more and then I'm going to stop. So in this month of Kartik, one should offer a lamp to the Lord. I guess tonight there's one lamp for all. Looks like that.
So we have
You have lamps.
we have everything ready.
Great, that's good. You have a song sheet also somewhere with the text? Or he's on the phone, yes. You can sing. Just,
I have that.
no,
Yeah,
it's,
then
it's,
let's
it's,
come print out a lamp.
it's
I got it. Zoomers, they have printout. So
no, he has a phone. for me, and you have phone printouts for you. So we'll end in this month of Kartik by offering the lamp, because it is mentioned in scripture that one should offer a lamp, and we'll sing one bhajan along with that. Just chanting and dancing. She will bring the printouts and the lights. Yeah. Jai. In Europe, nobody wears masks. You know that? You know, we come from Europe, right? And we're looking in America, see all these masks, and go, "Gosh, what's going on?" In Europe, they don't do that. And same. I think the numbers are even better than in America. What to do? So my theory is the masks don't work. I'm sorry about that. He's doing good, Namam Vishwanam Satchit Anandarupam Lasakudalam Gokuli Rajamanam Namam Vishwanam Satchit Anandarupam Lasakudalam Gokuli Rajamanam Namam Vishwanam Satchit Anandarupam
Kanana Namo Radha Govind ki Shishi Kartiku Jagat ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Shri Vrindavan Lord ki all glories to the Son of the Lord Jesus. All glories to the Son of the Lord Jesus. All glories, all glories. Shri Guru Shri Gauranga.
Let's thank His Holiness Kadamba Kanana Maharaj with 3 loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Thank you all for coming with a short notice, and I would thank Kadamba Kanana Swami Maharaj that you accept our invitation and you come and honor us. So thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
It's a little rasabas. It's a different ras. We go from sweet to very salty. It doesn't mix. You have to end with sweet. Then we put salty after Dhammadarastika. So after Dhammadarastika we don't do this.